Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. My name is Adam, and this week we're going to be playing Explorer Red Green Twin. So this deck is post Winota, post Expressive Iteration, where creature-based decks are able to diverse a little bit, and so we're just playing the good cards, right? Fable the Mirror Breaker is a phenomenal card in a lot of different formats. And our deck centers around that for the most part. So we have accelerants to get us to our 3-drop slots. Unfortunately, Explorer doesn't have Elvish Mystic, so we are making do with Gilded Goose, but there is some practical use to having the food tokens, especially in more aggressive matchups. It's also additional tokens to end up copying with our Chariot. So at the end of the day, it's definitely a downgrade, but it's not as bad as it could be. You have Prosperous Innkeeper also in this slot too, to just make sure you hit your 3s and your 4s. This deck can be very mana hungry. So back to the centerpiece of the deck, you have Fable the Mirror Breaker along with Jaxis. So Jaxis very similarly makes token copies of other creatures you control and then gives them haste. So you're able to make multiple copies of your Combat Celebrant, which lets you get additional combats because you exert the token, which will untap everything else. You have these mana dorks that will untap to be able to fuel the Fable. Ultimately, you are crashing in for not typically infinite damage, but a whole lot of it, and enough to stop your opponent from breathing. Rounding out, you have Reckless Stormseeker, which can give haste to your Fable, your flipped Fable, your Reflections of Kiki Jiki, your Combat Celebrant. Also works with your Eska's Chariot, just a powerhouse enabler for the deck. You have Werewolf Pack Leader, which fills in the 2-drop slot, can push through a little bit of damage, and potentially draw you cards and keep your opponent on the back foot. Clothis, I'm not quite sure what we're doing with the Clothis. This was not my initial list that I built off of. But I think that it's a fine inclusion. It's able to push through the last couple bits of damage, and it's really hard for your opponent to interact with, considering the only card that really can remove it is March of Otherworldly Light. Not a ton of decks are playing that right now. There's blue-white control, but that hasn't been seeing a ton of play. Anything else I'm missing? Not especially. Especially lands, you have a Boseiju and you have a Sokinzon. Opting not to play creature lands because I don't think this deck wants to play Lair of the Hydra, and because you are really trying to hit green on turns 1 and 2, especially with your Werewolf Pack Leader, having the Den of the Bugbear is more of a liability because it's likely to either be awkward with your curve or come in tapped. Looking to the sideboard, it's a mismatch right now. 3 copies of Strangle, which is just generally strong removal spell. Strangle is unfortunately a sorcery, so it doesn't do as much as I would like against like the Greasefang decks, but those have been taking a backseat in the last couple days or so. There's been a lot of sideboard hate directed toward them, so the deck's been on a bit of a decline, though I still think it's probably one of the strongest, if not the strongest deck in the format. For that matchup, you also have the Soulguide Lantern, the Unlicensed Hearse. There's a Scavenging Ooze in here as well. All of these are intended to stop graveyard-based decks. I've seen a lot of Cat Oven-style decks also pop back up. So these are fine in those matchups. A Braid, similarly, you're seeing a lot of, what is the Red-Black Oni Anvil deck. So this can kill the Mayhem Devils. It can kill the artifacts that make the 1/1 tokens. Fry is in here for the Coco Bant Angels deck. A lot of those creatures are X4s, so unfortunately Strangle doesn't kill them, but they are all white, which is the important part. Being able to kill the 2/4 Angel that buffs the whole team, kill the 3/3 Angel that makes more Angels, or kill the 1/4 that gives you 4 life whenever an Angel hits. Removing those, definitely a priority, especially since, X4s pair really, really well against my 3 power creatures. Moving toward the bottom half of this sideboard, you have Ranger class, 2 copies of Garrick's Harbinger, and the Chandra Torch of Defiance. Because you have all these red-black decks, typically they're either playing a shock variant or they're playing black-based removal, both of which Garrick's Harbinger is pretty solid against. And then Chandra is just a value engine. Ranger class is great if you are in the long game. Being able to activate that Future Sight mode is a ton of card draw. And at the bare minimum, it's a token and makes your aggressive lines a lot more potent. I think I might want additional copies of the Ranger class in this deck. Not quite sure where those slots would be. All this is very much in flux. Oh, and actually also, I just added a Roiling Vortex to this to try and combat that Angels deck. You're going to struggle against that deck, and I think that if that is popular, you should not be playing this build. That being said, I think this deck is a lot of fun. I am interested to see how it does. So I'm going to play 5 games on ladder. We're going to debrief after, and we're going to call it a good day. As always, this video is brought to you by QuietSpeculation.com. Quiet Speculation is a Magic the Gathering finance website, but they have a bunch of material on constructive metagames, theories, and how to make the best out of your Magic buck. If that's something that appeals to you, please go give them a look. Really great group of folks. Highly recommend them. Anyway, let's hop in and give it a go. I've played, I think, 3 or 4 matches so far with this deck, going X1. The main loss was to the Angels deck, which was not. I was not an active participant, let's say. Okay, player draw. I will be on the play. I got 3 drops. Probably still keepable. It's a little slow. Jaxis is still just a fine card on its own. I think I will lead with the Rootbound Crag, though. Alright, we have drawn another Rootbound Crag. I hope... Okay, so this tells me that they probably have a kill spell, either Fatal Push or the Shock variant. Harvester, which is going to eat this Bone Crusher. I think I play the Stormseeker here. I would like to not draw lands ever again, please. Thank you. Fable the Mirror Breaker would be great here. Getting to loot away some of these extra lands would be perfect. Let's see if my opponent is going to take a turn off to kill this Stormseeker. They have chosen not to. Alright, I'm going to play the Bone Crusher. I'm going to put the +2/+0 on the Bone Crusher itself if they let me get to combat. Bedevil? In this economy? Alright, was not expecting a Bedevil. Largely, I don't think that 3-mana removal is where you want to be unless it's a 2-for-1. I think Colgan's Command is probably a better slot over Bedevil. I can't imagine them having more than this one copy. Something tells me that they might have the 2-drop Vampire that you can basically kick to recast a spell. The only reason why I would imagine Bedevil being in this list. Opting to Bone Crusher my Gilded Goose is a choice. I have a Bone Crusher. The question is, do I want a Jaxis and copy Bone Crusher and just deal them 8? I'm kind of okay with that. Blitz the Jaxis. They killed my Bone Crusher. I'm unhappy. Looks like they might. Nope. Oh no, they probably have Fatal Push. That's what this is. Yeah. Well, on the bright side, we didn't need that mana anyway. Or we didn't need the land anyway. We loot the Jaxis and we draw land. Lovely. They get a Fable. I'm going to blow up the token. Ooh, no, I'm going to blow up the Harvester. Then play my Bone Crusher, most likely. And a Pack Leader is pretty nice. I'm going to leave the land in hand. If I draw a Fable, if I draw another Jaxis. Pretty sure I want it. And they have a Kroxa. And can escape the Kroxa. So maybe that was an argument against it, but I didn't know that they had it. Probably worth it. And a push. They've drawn exceptionally well. Alright, I'm unlikely to win this game now. Was not expecting Bin Kroxa, Escape Kroxa. Yeah, I'm gonna pack it in. They're gonna get a Fable online, they have a Kroxa. My Bone Crusher can't deal with that. Okay, so I like Harbinger here. I like Chandra. I like Ranger class. Ooze is probably fine as well. They have Harvester, Bone Crusher. I think Strangle's probably fine. I can bring in Hearse. I can trim the Innkeepers. And trim the Geese. I think I'm gonna trim on Jaxis. Just because it interacts so poorly against spot removal on the target. Comparatively, Fable is able to generate a ton of value. Okay. This seems good to me. Elf. Do they have a turn 1 kill spell? It's likely they have a push here. Thoughtseize. I'm fine with that. Every one of my cards is scary. Probably take the Fable. No, they took the Stormseeker. Okay. I will gladly play the Fable. I think I like all of my cards, in all honesty. I think I just want to slam this Chariot. It's hard for them to 1-for-1 a 3 permanent 4-mana spell, even if they have Kolaghan's Command here. It seems like they do. So I didn't go over this before, but the Reflections of Kiki-Jiki makes a token copy of a thing. And then has the sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step trigger. However, if you copy whatever that token is with the chariot, the token will no longer have the sacrifice trigger. And the question is, do I slam this chariot or do I just play a Bone Crusher? I think I like playing the Bone Crusher. So, not the best use of my mana, and not the best use of damage, but it forced my opponent to not kill the chariot here. Okay, and they did have a second removal spell. Harvester. Two Harvesters. Sure. Let me see if I can do this right. Yeah, okay. You get a Bone Crusher. Probably kill the Stormseeker. Yeah, I'll do that trade. Keep this one. Crew here. Attack all. We're gonna need to kill two things. Or kill a token, chump block chariot, or kill chariot, block token, go to 3, or go to 1. Take 3, go to 1. Yeah, I'm good with that. Need to wrath me. Graveyard Trespasser's not going to do it. Cool. Alright, so we kind of said to hell with the combo. But we have a bit of it left in. Let's see. Do I want to bring in more Braid? Or do I want to bring in a Braid now that they've shown me more things that die to 3 damage? Sure. Yeah. This hand plays really well into, say, Thoughtseize, into most removal spells that they could have. It's a little slow, which is the only downside. But I think if we're going card for card, I am up in most exchanges here. They don't have a turn 1 kill spell. I'll save the Bone Crusher here. And let's slam the Harbinger. I have a feeling they have black kill spell here. If this is a Chandra, so be it. Nope, it's a Graveyard Trespasser. Which... I will gladly pitch one of these excess lands. I have a feeling they have a Fatal Push for the Stormseeker, which might have been an argument against doing that sequence, but that's fine. Take 4. Ooh, I will take a Clothis. Glorybringer was not on my list of expected things to play around. Duly noted. 5 mana. Now, do we go Clothis Pack Leader or do we go Chariots? I think this line's fine. Harvester. Notably, they didn't like Colgan's command there in response to save their creature, which is a pretty good sign for me. Devil. Nice. Play a Chariot. I like the Chariot plays pretty well against this Glorybringer. Like, they can eat a cat and take a turn off from attacking. But I'll still be able to crew. Excuse me. I have nothing in this deck that can kill the Glorybringer, so I just need to be able to fight past it. Ooh, they have a Takenuma, though. Had a Takenuma. They're opting to exert. But they know I'm going to be able to crew this Chariot, so that's an interesting choice for them. Play a Bone Crusher. Crew. Yeah, that's fine. And thanks to this Clothis, it's presenting lethal for next turn. Ooh, perfect. Boseju's so good here. In theory, they'd be able to activate their Hive, but because I drew the Boseju, that's not an option for them anymore. Alright. 1 down. Like, part of me wants this deck to be, I don't know, Jund maybe, or use the pathways to splash like blue or something for disdainful strokes out of the board. I'm not quite sure how I want to take the deck. I don't know if it needs to be something beyond red-green. This isn't a little bit on the slow side. But both these Stormseekers and the Celebrant, kind of nice. I think I can probably still do better, yeah. Alright, I'm going to put back the Celebrant and probably the Clothis. Fable. This could be a Elementals deck. Like Risen Reef into Omnath. Nope. Blue-black. Maybe Rogues? Or control build. Maybe this is oh, entered. Okay. I was going to say it might be like an Esper Greasefang deck, though I don't know if that deck plays Enter the God Eternals. I imagine if it did, it'd be pretty good at that. Well, I lost my train of thought there. Enter the God Eternals is not a card that I would expect from that kind of deck, though I think that it's a fine card if you're like a mid-range sort of strategy. We'll see how this shakes out. Languish. Sure. Can't say I was expecting Languish. Stop before combat. Four. Bonk. Got another Languish in you? Or Enter the God Eternal. Okay, you got another one. I have legitimately never seen anything like this before. So I don't really know how to play against it. Trade the Chariot. It's not doing much here. Maybe I want to hold on to that land for Jaxis or for a Fable. Tameo.
The moon looks intriguing tonight. I follow the tracks of the wise. This study is over.
Probably should have done that after combat because they can push. Yep. Yeah, that was a big mistake on my part. And it cost me 4 points of damage. Yeah. Okay. I have never seen Titan's Nest control. Sure. No blocks. Titan Indulgence, draw 2. Seems pretty good. Growth Spiral, no land, tells me that they have 4 spells in hand. I am very likely dead here. Just kind of scouting for more information. Alrund's Epiphany. Alright. Was not expecting that one. I'll let him have it now. We're good. I don't need to see more. I would like to bring in these. Don't think I need the spot removal. Clithus seems pretty solid here. Celebrant is probably fine. Don't think I need the innkeepers. Probably don't need the geese. What do I want to trim? I can cut Jaxis. Do I want Fry for anything? Hey Poseidon, how you doing? I just want to double check. This makes a black zombie in addition to its other types. So all their creatures are going to be black. So Fry doesn't actually get anything for me. That's noteworthy. I will run this. Okay. My opponent's deck is really interesting. I have not seen something like this before. They're on a mulligan. I think I still lead on... Ooh, mulligan to 6. Okay. I think I still lead on the elves. I force them to have the push. If they want to go for a Thoughtseize, they'll either take the Fable or they're going to take the Lantern, maybe. But I have two very scary threats to follow up with. Let's take the Fable. I will discard a land. I'm doing this line to play around a Jawari Disruption. And that just straight resolved.
Hey, over here! Today's my lucky day.
I think this line is safer for me. Putting the Chandra down and not playing the Combat Celebrant. If they go Growth Spiral into Languish, I lose an extra couple bodies. Playing a Titan's Nest. They have one card in the graveyard. Sure. Let's take a look at our top card.
Oh, this
sure.
is gonna hurt.
I will play a free spell.
Yup, you're going down.
And I'm going to not play the Celebrant here because I can Reflections of Kiki Jiki it on my next turn. So they're going to need to Wrath me here. Or they could Alrund's Epiphany. Didn't consider that. Shadow's Verdict. Yeah. That's fine. Exile all creatures and planeswalkers with stats. I do have the Chandra that's threatening an ultimate next turn. I'll play the Soken'Zan.
This'll be easy.
Sure.
Oh,
I'll
this
play the
is
Combat
gonna hurt.
Celebrant. And I'm just going to eat your graveyard now. Probably should have done it before, or I guess after the trigger here. That's my mistake, but I guess it didn't matter. I do get to ult the Chandra. So that's pretty neat.
It's over when I say it's over. Let's light it up!
If I have one more mana, I can just kill them with the Chandra triggers. Or one more mana source I can pop off. Okay, they get no words. Chandra's ult's pretty powerful. My opponent gets an extra turn. I don't know how much that's going to matter. Looks like they might have another one. Shark Typhoon. Okay. Oh wait, I just realized I can copy the token here, but I also drew this Jaxis, so it's not going to matter. Okay, they're off it. Knowing what I know now, does that change anything? Fry hit a Shark token, but that's definitely a losing line. Whirling Vortex, unfortunately, doesn't do anything when the spell is discounted. Strangle is not going to do anything. Fry... None of these cards are going to matter. Shadow's Verdict, I'm already kind of insulated against because I trimmed on the Dorks, Ranger class, Unlicensed Hearse are my earlier plays. Yeah, this is probably enough. Now that's interesting. I'm going to keep it. It's a little on the slow end, but this Garrick's Harbinger's okay. Or they're just going to scoop. Probably unkeepable hand and they have the mulligan. So I'm keeping this because the Lantern is a fine roadblock for them. I have my mana. I have Fable to fix my draws. And this Harbinger is going to be really, really hard for them to actually kill. So the likely line would be turn one this, unless I draw into something better. Probably Bone Crusher them face and end step, land the Harbinger, and then play Fable after. With the goal there that the Harbinger gets a few licks in before they can board wipe. Okay, we are 2-0. A little questionable on that last one, but we're going to roll with it. We have double goose, one land with a Fable. I think I need to throw this back. This is a bit better. Pack leader's probably the most awkward, considering I definitely want to hit this Fable on 3. So it would necessitate me drawing another on-color land. Okay, fair enough. Oh, that's going to be an issue for me, isn't it? So my opponent is playing the Lotus Field deck. This format's a bit different. So rather than it being a combo deck, it is a control deck. That said, I do have all the pieces of my combo. So, could be worse. This is likely getting countered. Yeah. I might have been able to like check feelers and play the Bone Crusher or cast like Stomp to see if they had anything in step, but
you know what? I'm not done yet.
assuming there's another counter here, yeah.
No time for a break.
Those who cannot perceive, be meditate
Narset
and
into
prepare.
Wandering Emperor. It's a pretty good showing for what my opponent's trying to do. Let's play out the Jaxis.
Put thoughtfulness before action.
Alright. I'm not going to waste anyone's time. I'm very dead. My opponent's going to take another roughly 5 to 10 minutes to actually kill me. Bring in Fry. Bring in Chandra. Bring in Ranger class. Harbinger's not going to do anything. Lantern's not going to do anything. Hearse is also probably not doing anything. I can trim... Geese might actually still be worthwhile. Actually, probably not. Maybe I do want the Harbinger. Pro Black's not relevant, but getting to draw a card when I connect, and it makes a creature that's bigger than their 1/3. Do I want to bring in a Braid to strangle their... or a Braid or Strangle for their Proctor? Maybe. This might be overboarding. I'll trim Jaxis. I can trim an Innkeeper. Gonna say, I think that the control matchup probably is going to be on the bad end for me. I do have a lot of like creatures that can close things out, and everything's a threat. But even still, I'm going to run into some trouble. A bit awkward that I had to lead on the Boseiju. I would have liked to potentially hold that for later. But getting this Harbinger out is going to be pretty nice. Same goes for the Chandra. Alright, so this is looking like a counter spell, like a Jawari Disruption. So I'm going to cast this now. Okay, Fateful Absence, that's fine. Saw it coming, sure. Let's hit you for 6. Play the pack leader. So I put them to 1 when I probably should have just left up the elves and tried to bone crush them. But also puts them in an awkward spot where they have to answer the board, and I still have 4 points of burn in hand. Cool. Okay. Essentially, I opted for the line that puts them on the back foot the most. If they like had absorb here, that'd be kind of awkward for me. I think this is fine. Run it back. I know I said about the control matchup, though having all these like haste creatures, pretty nice. Now this is pretty good too. They're on a mulligan. That's a good sign. Play the elf. Now, I'm going to play the pack leader first to play around the Jawari here. Ether Gust. 3, 4. I'll decline that. Hit you. If they go for a Narset here, I'll play Chariot.
I know 88 ways. I have just the trick for this.
Ooh. I can just clear out the Narset, which might be better. Clear out Narset, hit you for 1.
My mind needs a rest.
Wow. Okay, they're going for the discontinuity. That's actually fine. This untaps everything, right? Cool. Exert. That felt like a very strong turn. It's a fairy
Right on
uptick.
schedule. Let's skip to the
5
good
mana
part.
available, presumably. 6 mana available. Now they might have a discontinuity. 4, 5. Nice. Doing it this way, I'm not going to be able to kill their Teferi. So, having them like use the Ether Gust probably on the Storm Tamer, yeah. Take action, that's fine. Here's a Chariot. Feel free to counter it. Two Jawari Disruptions, no cards in hand. I like the sound of that. So they have 2 draws here to find something.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
An interesting line here. So likely not casting a spell pre-combat, just because if they have Absorb, that's just bad for me, like very, very bad for me. Combat Celebrant, extra combat, attack with these. This untaps, and then I can play the Stormseeker second main. Make the the Reflection of Kiki-Jiki a creature, copy Celebrant, and then get an extra combat after that as well. I believe with the Llanowar Elf, that is infinite. Because the Llanowar Elf will untap, which will give me the mana to activate Fable to make another copy of the Cruel Celebrant. So that was our 3rd match. So we're 3-0. Deck feels really good. Okay, so my opponent has a Kihira Companion, so that's either another control deck, or that is the actual Elementals, not combo deck, like tribal deck. I could do better. Mulligan? Sure. What do I even put back? Probably a Combat Celebrant. Feel bad about it. These things are really good multiples, as long as one can actually, or as long as they can both attack. Leading on Forest, if I draw the werewolf that needs green. Okay, so they are the Elementals build. I don't know how we do against that deck. Red-green? Oh, what am I talking about? Yeah, it's... I'm thinking like, yeah, it's a Risen Reef deck. Like, okay, no, they do need the red for the Omnath. They're likely playing one next turn. Alright, so we're going to start off with this Storm Seeker. Bonk. It's also possible they're the Transmogrify deck. Yeah, I knew it as soon as they said it. And then they get the Titan of Industry. Alright, so we're unlikely to win this in game 1. But I think we have pretty decent tools to get a game 2. Might have been able to go Gilded Goose and then play the Chariot, but I don't think that's going to matter. Chandra Torch. It's exile target creature.
I knew you needed my help.
It's not going to matter there. Yeah, I don't think I'm living through this.
Feel the burn!
Jaxis. Does that do anything for me? Play the Celebrant. play the goose.
Oh, today's my lucky day.
If they kill the celebrant, I have basically no outs. But they don't know that. Fable. Sure. Valakut Awakening. Okay. Alright, target creature I control. Discard a card. Copy this. This is activate only as a sorcery. This creature dies, draw a card. Do I not get a second main here? Oh, because that doesn't get haste. Yeah, okay. I am learning as I go. So my guess is they probably have another one in hand, and they want to save the Chandra to be able to take up. I want to play another goose. Sure. Unclear if I want more geese or if I want to be able to discard fodder to the Fable. Well, they discarded two non-important things.
Yup, you're going down.
Please just put the Kira in hand. Please put the Kira in hand. No. Okay. Esco's Chariot could be worse. It's not good, but it could be worse. I need something good there. Alright, play the Fable. Pass back. If I do survive long enough to be able to activate the Fable on the
This is
combat
gonna
celebrant,
hurt.
I'll be in really great shape. Though unlikely that that's going to happen. Yeah. Kahira. These are. Oh yeah, they're cats. Duh. Like they're elementals? No. Yeah, I am in danger. Yep. Take 10. And they have vigilance, which is just unnecessary. That's not going to do it. Ship them both. That's also not going to do it. Okay. So they're the Transmogrify deck. We have a few things for this. So... I could bring in my own Chandra, though I'm not sure how much that's gonna make or break things here. Ranger class. I don't think I want Scoos. Don't think I need Fry. What's not great? Trim the geese. Bone Crusher is pretty necessary. Don't think I need the Clothis. I can trim the Jaxis. Excuse me. Sure. I've got a lot of acceleration, and Jaxis can sort of cycle through some cards. Play Innkeeper into Innkeeper. They don't have a green source, so it's not like I can expect them to make the channel mana dork, which is pretty nice here. I'm gonna play that one out. I'm likely going to be discarding this forest. Doing this probably doesn't matter the sequence, in all honesty. Notably, I can Jaxis make a copy of the Escus Chariot. I think I'm just going to hardcast this Jaxis then. My opponent's at 18. Sure. Hardcast Jaxis. Okay. Velocode Awakening on 3, having played nothing, is a really good sign for me. How much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Honestly, I think I'm better off just making a A treasure. Briefcase. Don't have the mana to be able to pop this. I might be spewing here. Seems like they have something. Sure. Definitely spewing here. I don't even know if Titan gets them out of this. I assume gain life, blow up the chariot. No, this was the card I was talking about before. Anything notable? They are playing Luca as well as the Transmogrify. What were the modes? Gain life, make a token, and then Fire Prophecy, the Jaxis. Sure. Strangle's interesting. Cool. Excuse me. These don't get buff Bucky here, alright? Cool. No blocks. Anger the Gods or Kahira? Chariot. Not great, but not the worst. Ranger class is real good for me here. Land on top. I'll buff an Innkeeper. Crew, they block Innkeeper, they take 5, go to 1. That's not the play I would have recommended for them. So if they activate their den, They could have even played Kahira and given their cats vigilance. Sure. No blocks. You have 2 blockers here. Are you going to wrath the board? Luca. Okay.
If the Coppercoats won't listen, then I will punish their mistake. We can all become
Alright, so they're going to
stronger.
get... Ooh, Gargaroth. Was not expecting Gargaroth here. Guess they trimmed or just added. Either way. Strangle. Alright, so they block with Gargaroth. They gain 3. They go to 4. They block here and here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so they go 1. So there's no benefit in me attacking, which is unfortunate. Oh god, they're at 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gargaroth is a problem. Alright, so they block these 3, they take, yeah. Alright, I'm just gonna pass here. I wonder if they sided out the other Titans. Because they're not immediately going for this Luca. Another Chariot. Definitely should have crewed the first Chariot and then Luca the thing. After combat.
Tools of war surround me.
Gain 5, make a Rhino. Or Beast. Fair enough. I think this is still correct. Because I don't want them to get another Gargaroth trigger. And land. Alright. Good game. 3 and 1. Unfortunately, I didn't see any of the things that remove the token that gets transmogrified for that game. I feel like being able to just, you know, shock their 1/1 and negate their 4 mana spell that spent their entire turn is a pretty solid line. Unfortunately, it didn't line up the way we wanted. I do think that we're favored in that matchup in the grand scheme of things. Alright, this hand's a little slow. Crag, and then turn to Llanowar Elf, Gilded Goose. I'm going to send it back, see if we can get a little bit better. I like this. I'm going to put back a Fable. It's either Fable or the Pack Leader. Also, I know I didn't mention it before, but Pack Leader actually does work with the combo as well, the Jaxis side of it, because it lets you draw a card when it attacks. Or when you attack with 6 power, which you're going to be doing. Okay, so put back second copy of Fable. Lead on Boseiju. Hope to draw a green or a red source. Snow-covered island's interesting. I think it's still this line, as unfortunate as it feels. Alright, so this is the spirits that it still comes in tapped. I can play around Spell Pierce, which probably is fine. After this turn, it's going to be if you control a spirit, it costs less, mana leak sort of thing, or if you control a flying creature. Playing the castle with the Ascend Spirit implies that they don't have another snow land this turn. They might not have a third land. They definitely have the counterspell. Yeah. Which is fine, because now I get my Pack Leader in. And I get to draw a card. I think this matchup's probably very much in our favor. Alright, let's see how they want to block. Excuse me. Sure. Kill the Phantom. Sure. Still kill the other one, though. I don't think I need to play the Goose. Slip out the back is an interesting inclusion. Alright, they are off it. Strangle seems nice. Fry seems nice. A Braid, maybe. I don't think I need all these combat celebrants. I don't think I need the combo. I think just having big creatures is more than enough. What? Why is... Okay. Why is this doing this? I'm glad it's caught on camera at least. Maybe I need to hard reset. We might end up just not not being able to sideboard. That's fine. Come on, Arena, give me time to finish sideboarding, please. Currently waiting for my opponent. I already had an opponent. I'd like them back. And I do not have the opportunity to finish my sideboarding. Alright. Oh, okay, wait, I do. Whew. Okay, cool. Clothis out. Celebrant out. Jaxis out. Anything else I need to include? Actually, I like Ranger class more than I like Jaxis. Okay, phew. Gave me a Johnny avatar instead of the Run and 6, but we take those. I guess Run and 7. Made it back into the match. That's what matters. Turn 1 Dork into Pack Leader with the optional Bone Crusher. Seems fine. I'm curious when we get the next expansion of things for this format, whether or not. Ooh, I think I actually go Innkeeper into Pack Leader. Because then I can Bone Crusher, potentially, on my following turn. I think the wizard said that we're getting some amount of... Ooh, no land drop. Some amount of... I'm blanking on words. Cards from Pioneer that are not currently in Explorer added. I think they said later this summer or Q3. I'm gonna pass here. Kill the sailor. Spell Pierce. Okay. Weird card to have post board. But okay. I imagine that we're probably getting like Spell Queller, we're probably getting the Oath of the Gatewatch Eldrazi, so like Thought Knot Seer, etc. No blocks. Sure. Rattle chains down, that's fine. They definitely have something. curious as to what it is. Play this into the Spell Pierce. If it's the other one, sure. That's fine. I will gladly resolve another pack leader and draw 2 cards per turn. 2 more cards per turn. 1 card left in hand. Fry is real good here. Sure. Fortunately, I know what my opponent has available. So I don't need to play around anything here. Kill the Phantom, Rattle Chain dies in combat. And that's probably going to lock this up. Like, this deck needs to be on the front foot, and they are very much not this game. It's possible we see a concession here. Their only available line at the moment is Flash on this Brazen Borrower. And spending 4 mana to draw out the Spectral Sailor when they're facing down this much damage. I think I'm presenting lethal, right? 5, 8. No, I'm 1 off from presenting lethal. And doing that at sorcery speed is not a show of strength. Okay. Game over. I think that was 5, right? Let me just take a quick look. I believe so. I think we went 4 and 1. And I don't think my Untapped is currently working, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I believe that is the 5th and final match. Let's take a look at the deck one more time. We never actually got to like fully pop off in this process, but we were just playing a beatdown deck that had the potential to do so. So just looking over again, Pack Leader was actually very good. In the event that we weren't able to assemble our actual combo, this was just an aggressive threat that drew us into more aggressive threats. What else? Klothys was fine in the attrition-y matchups, but I think it's probably better off in the sideboard. I don't think it really warrants a main board slot, and I don't think that we have the cards in our deck that make it turned on as much as we would like. Since everything is a single pip, with the exception of the Pack Leader, we're really banking on having like 3 or 4 other permanents to make this Klothys actually active. What else? Jaxis was fine. The few times we were able to actually like activate it and like use the ability, the thing that we were targeting got blown up. At 4 mana, it's fine. It's like an okay card to play in the like grindier point of the game. The blitz we used once or twice wasn't super relevant. That being said, like being able to blitz this for 2 mana and just like deal the damage, draw the card, not the worst. If we're trying to just push through damage, we didn't get to see something like that. I did run into a couple situations where I didn't have the lands for the Jax or the cards in the hand to discard to the Jaxis that I actually wanted to discard. So that's also noteworthy. Or I was actively holding cards back to be able to to keep it online. Or even the potential draw of one online. Fable is amazing as always. Stormseeker was very powerful. I'm curious if there's a version of this deck that is more of just like everything's a haste threat, which might just ditch the combo altogether. Like, what if this Clothis was a like Goldspan Dragon? Because that also would fuel the combo. Like if we're untapping with everything and then we're paying mana into the Fable or into the Reflection to make another copy. I think that might be a worthwhile inclusion. Just something to consider. I do like the sideboard though. The 3 Strangles were great in the matchups that I wanted, especially like red-black mid-range. A Braid similarly for the Oni Anvil builds. The Fries were phenomenal when I needed them. We didn't play against the Angel deck, but Roiling Vortex is necessary. Ranger class was phenomenal every time we saw it, and Scavenging Ooze, I don't think I brought it in on stream. Harbinger was actually very, very nice. I think I might go up to 3 or keep, maybe 2 still fine. And Chandra, also great. We got to ult it on stream. That's always wonderful. That being said, thank you so much for watching. You can find this video on quietspeculation.com or on their YouTube page, youtube.com/quietspeculation. You can find all of my other content I've done with them. And if you have any questions or you want to reach out, you have suggestions for the next stream, let me know. You can reach me on Twitter, @AmyCohen, or on Twitch. Just send me a DM. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and have a great day.